Welcome back, this is Super Slinky7 with another Minecraft WorldEdit tutorial. And today I'm going to be showing you how to edit the terrain around you. Now, before I start, I'd like to show you a nice little mod that I got that makes WorldEdit a lot easier. So, as you can see, there are little cubes around the place that I've selected. Now, for those who kind of have like their own little visual memory in their mind, this might not be very helpful, but for me, I enjoy this a lot, and especially when you're doing more complicated selections, this comes in really handy. And if you want to learn how to do more advanced selections, that will be in my next video tutorial. Alright, so also before I start, I'd like to show you this castle that I made. And I made this castle using WorldEdit, and I used all of the material that I have taught in this tutorial series. I didn't use anything else. So basically, this kind of shows you what you can do with just what I've taught you so far. And this is just, like, not even scratching the surface. This took me maybe 10 minutes. And, I mean, this looks pretty good. And it was really easy. So that's kind of like a preview of what you can do already. So the first thing I'd like to teach you how to do is like easily generating a forest. So sometimes I come across a plain when I'm looking for a forest, and I think it would be cool to just turn it into a forest, but to plant saplings and then use bone meal on them takes a while. Oh, whoops. Alright, so basically, I land down here, this time without dying, and then I say forest gen, and then the radius that I want to generate a forest, let's say 5. It generates trees around you. As you can see, it randomly placed trees around me in a radius of 5 blocks. Now this is pretty useful, especially if you're making custom maps and you want it to be in a forest, but there isn't a convenient one nearby. Now, if you want to place them manually, but you still don't want to do saplings and bone meal, because that takes a while, you can equip a tool. So say I equip a tool, I do / tree. That allows me to bind a tree to whatever item I was selecting. And this only works for items, it doesn't work for blocks. Anything that places something, it won't work for, because then that's 2 actions to right-click. So I right-click where I want, and a tree appears. It's that easy. And I've used this, and I'm sure many people have probably invented this on their own, not realizing that it was a feature in a mod. So, it's not just trees that you can generate. You can also generate a pumpkin patch. So, I can say / pumpkins. And the radius, and it makes pumpkin patches around me. Now, it's also randomized, so sometimes it's denser like this is, or sometimes it may only generate 1 pumpkin patch. And as you may notice, it's a little different from the natural pumpkin patches. It actually includes leaves and wood, which I think is a nice feature. I think it adds a little more excitement to a pumpkin patch. So, that's pretty cool. And also, notice this kind of flat area that I made around here. Now, if you saw my previous video, you know how to make a cylinder of stone bricks like that. But it's pretty hard to find an area of land like this that's flat in a perfect circle that looks like realistic, because you could make just a cylinder of flat land, but that doesn't always look nice. So what I do to kind of like create terrain and make it look nice is I use a smooth brush tool. Now, say I wanted to make like a mountain or something, and I want to make it look realistic. Well, in the previous video, I showed how to use brush tools. You can do BR, sphere, stone, 3. And then I right click where I want to place the spheres of stone. And I do this. But that doesn't really look realistic. I mean, it looks very spherical. So what you can do is equip a smooth brush tool. That's very simple, just BR smooth. And then I right click where I want, and it makes the terrain smooth. So when I made my platform over there, I cleared off an area of terrain. I put the cylinder of stone bricks, and then I made the wall of terrain smooth so it looked like a real hill. And there's also another thing that you can do to make specifically this mountain a little more realistic. So say you wanted it to have like dirt and grass, because usually mountains aren't just stone. So I could just cover it with grass, but that takes a long time, and I don't want to take a long time. So what I can do is I can make a selection. As you can see, there's a selection, and with my mod, you can see the selection. And I will include a link in the description to that mod if you want to use that. So now I can use the overlay command. So I can say overlay dirt stone. And that, as you can see, it covers everything with dirt and stone. So that, and then I can say overlay dirt. And as you can see, I overlay it, and it can, and when I did the first one, when I had 2 blocks separated by a comma and no space, it picks it randomly. So this adds a little bit more of randomness into the terrain to make it look more realistic. And then overlay grass. And as you can see, that looks fairly realistic, except I made a weird selection, so there's some unrealistic looking walls. But if you look at it from above, it looks pretty good. So, also, sometimes I've wanted to make a flat area of water. And making water flat is fairly easy. You just need to dig out an area, and then get some water, and place it all over the place and wait for it to get smooth. At least that's a simple explanation. But what if you want to make a really big pond, like a natural looking one, like this one right here? Well, there's a way to do that. And as you can see, I have a little dish here with some water and lava. So I want to make this water be flat and fill up that whole half of the dish. So what I need to do is I need to stand in the flowing water and then type fix water, and then the radius around me that I want the water to be fixed. So let's say 30. As you can see, all of the water in a radius of 30 around me has been fixed to be flat, and it looks nice. And you can do the same thing for lava. I can say / fix lava 30. And the lava has been fixed. Now, you can also kind of fake a biome. Like, I know, for me, when I'm trying to find a forest biome, I often find a snowy forest biome, and I don't want it to be snowy, but there is a way to fix that, at least until it snows and goes over. So, see this forest right here? Say I want it to be a snow forest. I can say / snow, and then the radius around me that I want it to snow. And it snowed around me. And I can also say thaw, and then the radius, and it gets rid of any snow. So, if you have a snow biome and you want to make it not look snowy, you can do the opposite of that. And what's nice about this is it doesn't just make it snow, it also freezes ice. So it gives everything that you would need in a snow biome right there. So that's pretty useful. And basically that's all I have for you for this tutorial. These are very useful things that I use. It's not, and it kind of shows you like some of the applications of WorldEdit, like not just making spheres and cylinders. It shows you actually like reasons why you would want to do it. But before I go, I'd just like to show you one more command that I discovered. It probably should have been in one of my earlier tutorials while I showed you the sphere and cylinder commands, but I did not realize that this existed because I have a little WorldEdit reference sheet that I used to use. I've pretty much memorized it by now. But it supposedly gave all the commands, but it didn't actually do that. So this was not on there. So I will show it to you. It is the pyramid. And you can say pyramid 10, no wait, sandstone 10. So you say pyramid, the block that you want it to be made out of, and how big you want it to be. And as you can see, it has made a pyramid, and it looks very nice, and it's much easier than building one, and the pyramid is solid. Now, for some people who would want to make a pyramid kind of like the ones in the update are coming out, where pyramids naturally generate and they have insides, and you want to make something like that, there's a way to do that. So, like sphere and cylinder, if you put an H in front of it, it becomes hollow. And there is no floor. So as you can see, there is a pyramid and it is hollow. So you can make a pyramid and you could build stuff in there. Maybe put some dispensers and pressure plates or the new tripwires coming out in the new update. I mean, this has a lot of possibilities. And a sandstone one would look pretty good in a desert as decoration. Kind of fits with the whole theme. Alright, well, that's it for today. My next tutorial for WorldEdit, I will be showing you how to do more advanced selections, like selecting an irregular polygon, a sphere, and a cylinder. And I'll also tell you how to change your selections, like without reselecting it, expand it in any direction you want, or move it. Alright, well, thank you for watching. Comment, rate, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.